The best barbecue sauce is mustard based.
It's lunchtime at Henry's Smokehouse in Greenville, which means people are taking a bite of their favorite barbecue.
I like the regular old barbecue sauce, mild. It's not ready until it's got that sauce.
And everyone has their favorite.
I like mustard sauce. Mustard sauce is the best to me. It's just got that good down-home flavor to me, and that's what I like.
It's a battle of taste.
Everybody's different, but they love what they love, and you better not talk about it.
And a battle born in tradition.
If people grew up in a barbecue family with a history and they identify with that as part of who they are, as part of their story and their history.
Whether it's a shoulder, a pork butt, or a whole hog, some folks say the barbecue battle all comes down to the sauce.
And that's when you break down from different regions. You have the mustard, you have the vinegar, you have the tomato base, and all the tweaks in there.
A vinegar and pepper-based sauce, traditionally found along the coast, a sweet tomato-based sauce in the Piedmont region, and that mustard sauce found across South Carolina.
People are dedicated to it. Some people don't really care about how the meat is cooked. They care about that sauce.
And Tay Nelson, co-owner of Bobby's Barbecue in Fountain Inn, says he aims to please all palates.
But us, we kind of got a hybrid of all of them.
And even though Buxton Hall Barbecue in Asheville is rooted in the Western North Carolina tradition, Executive Chef Nick Barr says they're also offering the staples and the standouts.
We're really honoring kind of the truest forms of different regions and bringing it to Asheville.
But no matter what you're smoking and serving, one thing is for sure, it better taste good.
Something I learned from my pops, people put this stuff in their mouth. So you better take care of them.
And even though there are a lot of different ways to prepare and to eat barbecue, Nelson and Barr say it's more about community than it is about competition. It's about the process, the people, and the purpose behind the pit.
The cracking of the wood, I love westerns. The smell of the smoke kind of took me back working with my dad and my brother in the kitchen.
Whether it's honoring a legacy.
So my dad and my brother, Bobby C. and Bobby Jr. When you come into the restaurant, the two pictures on the wall, that's Poppin' Jr.
Or a way to take care of the people you love. The barbecue itself may be different, but the mission is the same.
Just the desire to cook food for a lot of people and have a good time. I think that's what it's all about.
Barr says togetherness and barbecue go hand in hand. After all, when was the last time you made barbecue for just one person?
Ultimately, it's all of barbecue, all the action, it's all an act of service, and it's in the name of hospitality to take care of people around you.
We feed the body, we feed the soul. We just love on people. We give what we need.
Giving people a space to relish old memories.
I mean, the most satisfying thing that can happen to me is standing on that line and watching somebody eat food and just be like, you know, when people come up, like, this was better than my granddad's brisket, and I'm from Texas, or the corn pudding reminds me of my grandma who passed away, and we're like, people are almost in tears. Like, evoking those types of feelings, like that's what this stuff is about.
And giving them a place where everyone can pull up a chair.
You know, instead of complaining about what's wrong in the world, let's do our part to make it better. We're not gonna get it all fixed on this watch, but we can leave a little bit better for our kids and for our neighbors, and that's what I really champion the most.
Barr and Nelson say barbecue is not about the battle at all. But if you do still want to be a winner, there's only one thing you need to know.
To just do it with heart, I think that's about it.
When it comes to Southern food, barbecue, or soul food, my best advice is don't make any decisions, just try it all.
Next on Chronicle.
I call it a hole in the wall.
Small towns have delicious secrets.
The trout is the best. I like the brisket sandwich.
We'll take you to some special spots, cooking up a taste of home. When weather is breaking news.
Look at all this lightning.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice and the WYFF News 4 weather team.
This is a strong storm, folks.
Instant updates on problem spots with live Super Doppler 4.
These are our active flash flood warnings.
Keeping you safe in hurricane season.
The latest track just came out seconds ago.
Focused on how the forecast will impact you.
We need to watch this for the Carolina coast.
The team you trust in severe weather. WYFF News 4.
Okay, I think the Lottery Winners Club is getting a little crowded.
Excuse me,
And the new scratch-offs out right now are packed with prizes.
Guys, who are we to exclude someone else from joining the Lottery Winners Club? There's plenty of...
Who took the last slice of pepperoni?
Andy!
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with over $98 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits.
Let me tell you what happened to me. A driver ran a red light and hit me from behind. I called George Sink Injury Lawyers. I couldn't believe how fast they got me my money.
At George Sink Injury Lawyers, we take your accident case seriously.
They were trustworthy, they were caring, and they made it so easy.
You need someone who's done this before, who's been there before, and we have.
I trust U.S. Marine George Sink. Just call all nines. You gotta get George.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Don't wait to get your dream kitchen. Call Kitchen Saver today and we can bring your vision to life in as little as 3 to 5 days. You'll love our high quality materials and our amazing prices. Call Kitchen Saver today or visit us online at kitchensaver.com.
Kitchen Saver. Friday Night Hits. Scores. Highlights with Mark Whiteman. Friday Night Hits. Fridays at 11 on WYFF News 4. Watch Panthers Huddle right here on WYFF4.
Atmosphere. I got the #1 burger. God, food, it's all good. All right.
Now we invite you to step off the beaten path and join us for some real great gems that we affectionately call hole in the walls, like this place. This is John Almond's Northwest Grill and Traveler's Rest. He is officially known as the Burgerologist, and here is why. This is the Northwest Grill Burger. Look at that baby. Pimento cheese, onions, and half. That means onion rings and fries. So while I'm enjoying this, Carlos Flores takes us for some authentic Mexican cuisine. Let's go to Boiling Springs.
Drive too fast, and you might miss it.
We started off by just being a lot of Hispanics that were coming, and and luckily the people that are driving by see how busy it is and they stop by and give it a try.
But like many new restaurants, El Burrito all started with an idea.
My mom, she started selling like just food, driving around in her car, selling food at at different little spots.
Not long after, their current location went up for sale.
My mom's like, well, let's give that a try.
The sign says authentic Mexican cuisine, but what does that actually mean?
I think an authentic Mexican food is stuff that you would find that my mom would cook at home. Obviously, you need tacos. Don't get more authentic than that. Homemade tortillas, onion cilantro. Burritos are great. They're great handheld, easy to eat while driving. Everybody knows burritos. And then if you want to get more traditional, gorditas. Gorditas are great. Sopes. And you have like empanadas.
Burritos? Yes.
But it took time to ease the community into authentic Mexican cuisine.
At first, people they never really saw that, so we actually we would have store-bought tortillas and we would ask, do you want a homemade tortilla or a store-bought tortilla? Because people were used to that store-bought tortilla. And at first, we tried it that way, but it's hard to compete with bigger places that have been doing it for years. So we just decided to do it our way.
And their bet paid off.
It was something different that people started noticing it, and they actually, hey, you know what, this is actually really good.
With a growing Hispanic community, places like El Burrito and Boiling Springs are giving people a chance to get some of Mom's home cooking right in their own backyard. A slice of Mexico, serving Spartanburg for 18 years.
It was kind of new and everybody was kind of hesitant to try it. But now everybody's learning what real authentic food is.